Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to the Life Planning and Premarital Counseling Program. It was designed to help couples who are interested in getting married to develop themselves individually and collectively. Marriage, like any worthwhile endeavor, it takes work and responsibility. However, the results of the work are always fruitful. Over the past 25 years, 90% of the couples that have completed the program are still together. I can't guarantee that they're happy, but they're together, working on their marriage. Therefore, if you commit to doing the work and going through the process, the chances of having a successful and fruitful marriage are quite high. This presentation is designed to prepare you for the beginning of this marriage counseling program. This program is designed for new couples. However, it is a general guide for adult living. Anybody, young or old, can benefit from the content of these presentations. But the content of this program was fundamentally derived from my time as a Muslim chaplain at Howard University. There I dealt with a variety of couples and individuals, each with their own unique circumstances and backgrounds. The experience, along with the guidance of the Quran and the Sunnah, provides the structure of this program, although the materials that we'll cover will not be strictly Islamic. A major part of the program entails life planning. The life planning exercise entails taking stock of your past, assessing your present, and planning for your futures. There are exercises that will be needed to be completed individually to promote honesty and integrity. Some of the exercises will be completed as a couple, which is important, particularly in fostering deeper communication between one another. There will be self-guided discussions where I'll introduce a topic and you will discuss it privately. And of course, I have reading assignments for you. You know, every journey needs a map. And even the most detailed map in the world is useless unless you know where you're starting and where you're going. This is why life planning begins in your past. And it's important as individuals that you take stock of your past because it influences your present and your future. The present presents an opportunity for you to see yourself as you are today, as life consists of a single point in time. And therefore, at that time when we look at your present, you will do self-assessment. The future planning includes goals and guides for what it is that you want to achieve in your lives. I can't promise that everything that you'll do to go through in this plan for your life will happen, but alhamdulillah, it will help the navigating to become a lot easier. Once you have completed an individual life plan, you will create a combined life plan that incorporates each other's plans and goals into it. This combination becomes a commitment to support one another throughout your lives. The paradigm of this program is called the 9 Veils. As each veil is removed, the intimacy and the sensitivity of what is discussed increases. The 9 Veils is designed as protection for both of you. We will only move to the next veil if everyone is comfortable with the issues that have already been discussed. Your private information will never be discussed with me. That will happen in your own interactions. But honesty and trust are very important as we work through the 9 Veils. You may communicate with me at any point outside of the session if you just feel that you don't want to continue with the process or there are issues. Each of the 9 Veils includes work to be completed outside of our sessions, and without your homework being completed, we will not have a session. The discussions work in veils. The first veil is public, then personal, and then private. After each veil, we'll have a report with me, and you'll discuss how comfortable you are and do you want to continue before moving to the next veil. The public discussion includes information that the public knows about you. Those people who are your colleagues at work or classmates at school, people from your neighborhood. And if you share that discussion with each other, even though you may know each other, it begins to start the process of unveiling. Then we move to the personal. On the personal level, you have a discussion about what it is that your friends know about you, that perhaps your future spouse doesn't know. You want to share that kind of information. You don't want to show up at a alumni graduation event and somebody says, "Oh, Johari, yeah, don't you remember when?" And you're like, "Oh my God, I never told him or her about that part of my life." And then if you're comfortable with that information, then we'll move to the private discussion. And in the private discussion, I'm going to step away and allow you to talk about things that are private in your lives, that maybe only the most intimate friends know about you, that you want to share. Well, alhamdulillah, the readings that will be assigned come from several books, all of which will help your understanding of the work involved in marriage. The main text, Getting the Love You Want by Harville Hendricks, the 20th edition, has exercises that are found in the back of the book. Each assigned exercise will be done outside of our sessions, and other reading will be added as we work through the program. If you wish to begin the PMP with me, please purchase the books now. The American Book Exchange, or abebooks.com, is an excellent resource for inexpensive books. They're not cheap. But also, for those who like audiobooks, this book is also available as an audiobook. But I suggest that you purchase at least one print copy for you to do your homework with your intended spouse. You should also begin acquiring documents. I'll not be viewing your private documents, but it's important for each of you to exchange these documents. Health records, so that any outstanding health conditions are addressed and understood before the marriage. Credit reports, so that your future financial decisions can be discussed early on. Immigration status, documents or other information that may be needed and acquired and be discussed prior to the marriage. Individually, each of you needs to craft a last will and testament. Collectively, you will need to discuss and create a marriage contract. This marriage contract will help guide the outline of what you agree upon as obligations to each other in your marriage. And when the previous documents are acquired and everything checks out, then you can apply for a government-issued marriage license. Please know that the Islamic marriage certificate is important to have, especially if you travel to Muslim countries. But I will not do a wedding if you do not have a government-issued license. About the sessions. There will be 6 to 8 sessions total. Each meeting will have a standard format that's timed at roughly an hour, and the dates of each session will be discussed and agreed upon between all of us. I know schedules change, people are traveling, but we'll do our best to find a time that works for everyone. We begin each session with an opening supplication. Next, we'll review your homework assignment from the previous session. You'll tell me about how things went and any issues, complications, or questions. Then, the next portion of our meeting, I'll give you some new information to think about, and we'll discuss the updates of your life planning work. And afterwards, we'll have a question and answer time where you can discuss any issues that are on your mind. And then I'll give you an assignment for the following session. And finally, we'll close with prayer. You know, the PMP entails a lot of work. But if one were to think about not a house, but a home, that when you are building it, it's not any stronger than the foundation. Doing the work of building a solid foundation for your house, then you can erect whatever the structure is on top of it to make it a home for yourself and your family. The counseling provides you with tools to understand each other such that then you can build a solid foundation. I don't believe that there's any magic in what we're doing. Okay, if you do exercise 2 and 3, then that went well. It really is the experience of one being willing in your relationship to do the work, to do the exercises, to have the difficult conversations that then build that foundation for your marriage to rest on, for your home to rest on, for your family to rest on. What about compensation? As compensation for my services, I require something very precious, more valuable than money. I require your time. It is for me an investment. This means time that you put in to do your assignments. This means time that you invest in the sessions when we meet. This means the time that you invest in one another. This must also mean that you give something back to future couples. After the conclusion of each program, you have completed the PMP, I want you to think about something that you can offer to improve that program. This video that you're watching is a Sadaqah Jariyah, a perpetual charity from one such couple. Alhamdulillah, and finally, the program entails a confidentiality agreement. You must agree that the sensitive materials that we discuss should not leave our group. You have my word that any personal information that we discuss will not be shared. The experiences that I have with you may be stated as an example anonymously for future couples. I also require that you commit to the completion of all of the sessions. If you're interested in this premarital program, discuss it with your intended spouse and your family, and let you know that we are here to help build strong marriages as a foundation of a strong community. May Allah bless you and make you successful in this life and in the hereafter.